Welcome everyone. In today's video we will be simplifying algebraic fractions. So first of all, let's start with just arithmetic fraction. So let's write 4 over 6. Okay, how can we simplify it? So simplifying means make it in the simplest form. Okay, so let's say we can break it down. We can break it down for us 2 multiplied by 2 and 2 by 3. Okay, and then we can just, cancel out these 2's. Okay, so the answer is 2 over 3. So break them down, okay, as we did in here, and then cancel out. Let's say we have the next fraction, what is 15 all over 20. So first of all, break it down, 3 by 5, all over 4 by 5. And then what's common, what we can cancel out? So 5's, great. And the answer is 3 over 4, okay? So that's the answer. Now let's time to do some algebraic fractions. So let's say we have 3z multiplied by z. So what we can cancel out, how we can simplify it, okay? So we can just cancel out z's. And the answer is 3. Okay, very good. So this is the same method as we do with arithmetic fractions, okay? And let's see 5x divided by 15xy. Okay, how can we simplify it? So first of all, try to break it down. So what can we break it down? 5x, and we can break down 15 as 3 by 5, and then we have x and y. So we can cancel out 5's and then x's. Okay, and we left with on the top. What do we have on the top? Okay, there's nothing. Somebody can say, but actually it's just 1. Okay, so we are leaving 1 over 3y. Okay, so don't write down 0 over 3y. It's just 1 over 3y. Okay, that's not the same. You cannot write it down as in here. So if you cancel out all the numbers on the top or on the bottom, you left 1. Okay. Okay, and now we have example number 2. So look at the first fraction. Okay, so first step, break them down. Okay, so let's start. So 8 we can write it down as 2 multiplied by 4 and x all over 24. So we can write it down as, let's say, 4 multiplied by 6, and then we can break down 6 as 2 and 3, okay? And then x squared, x multiplied by x, okay? So try to break it down, and then what do we have the same on the top and on the bottom? What we can cancel out? So 2, 4, and x. Okay, so what's left? On the top, 1, as we said before, all over x. Okay, and this is the answer. Let's try the next one. So the same. Break down 35. 5 multiplied by 7. And then x to the power of 3, z to the power of 3, we have z, z, and z. And y squared, y multiplied by y, and you can put brackets in here or you can leave it as it is. We know it's multiplication. And then 20, 5 by 4, z and y. Okay, so now what we can cancel out? 5's, then 1z on the top and 1z on the bottom, and then 1y on the top and 1y on the bottom. So we are left with 7 on the top, z and z, what is z squared, and then 4 on the bottom. Okay, and this is the answer. And now look at these two examples. They're a bit harder. So look at the first one. We have x plus 1, x plus 2, and divide by x plus 2. So we need to do the same as we did on the last page. So we need to cancel out the same thing, okay? So what's the same? This sum, this bracket, is the same as the bottom one, okay? So we can simply just cancel it out. And we are left with x plus 1. Okay, so this is the answer. It's not too hard. The next one is a bit harder. So let's make it smaller a little bit. Okay, so we have on the top 3x squared plus 9x divided by x plus 3. And how to simplify it? We need to have the same thing on the top and on the bottom. Okay, so let's look at the top sum. So we have 3x squared plus 9x. Okay, and how can I simplify it? I need to factorize it, okay? So you need to go back to factorization videos. And there were a few types of factorization, okay? Grouping, taking the factor in front of the bracket, the difference of the square, and quadratic, okay? So make sure you all know how to factorize them. So this, how can I factorize 3x squared plus 9x? And the only way I can do it is taking out something common, okay? What's common? So we have 3x plus 3 multiplied by 3x, okay? We can break it down first and then take out what's common. So 3x is common. Let's put it in front of the bracket and I'm left with x plus 3, okay, in the bracket. When I multiply it to check 3x multiplied by x, that gives me 3x squared, and 3x multiplied by 3, that gives me 9x, okay? So this is the first type, taking something out, okay? It has to be common letter or common number or both. So instead of 3x squared plus 9x, I can write down this on the top, okay? So we have 3x bracket x plus 3 on the top, and the bottom stays as it is. And as you can notice, these brackets are the same. And now I can cancel them out. So I'm left with 3x. Okay? So actually this complicated fraction equals 3x. Okay, and this is the next example, and now we have x squared plus 12x plus 27 on the top. And as you can see, we have x squared here. That means that's quadratic, okay? So we need to remind how to factorize the quadratics, okay? So first of all, we need to find the factors of 27. When we add them up, we need to get 12, okay? So 27 multiplied by 1 gives me 27, but when I add it up, 27 plus 1, I won't get 12. The other pair is 9 multiplied by 3, or minus 9 multiplied by 3, but this is positive, so they need to be positive. So 9 multiplied by 3 is 27, 9 plus 3 gives me 12, so perfect. That's it. And now we need to write it down as two brackets. So we have x plus 9, this is the first factor, and we have then x plus 3. the next factor. So we have plus 9 and plus 3 as we have in here. Okay, and the bottom line stays at this. Now, do we have something common on the top and on the bottom? Yes, we have 9 plus x, cancel out, and we're left with x plus 3. Okay, so this really complicated looking fraction equals x plus 3, but we need to just be able to factorize it and simplify it, okay? And the last example in here, so we have x squared minus 400 over x plus 20. And how to simplify the top line? What you can notice, we have square in here, minus in the middle, and we can write down 400 as 20 to the power of 2, so we have actually now 2 squares and minus in the middle. So that's difference of 2 squares. And how to factorize it? So we have 2 brackets plus minus. Okay, x goes first, and then we have 20 in here, so plus 20 and minus 20 all over x plus 20. Okay, cancel it out, and I'm left with x minus 20. Okay, so please go back to videos about factorization, okay, and you can also look at your notes how to do it. You need to be able to tell me what type is it and how can I factorize it, okay, and then when you know how to factorize it, you can simplify it easily. So for today, that's it. Just a quick learning check for the end. So summarizing, you need to remember all factorizing method, okay, and we have it in here. So taking the common factor out, grouping quadratics, the difference of 2 squares, okay. So try this simple to fractions, okay. This is just taking the common factor out, okay, and we'll try the next in the class. See you tomorrow.